I hear the name Amy, and I look at her and I say, "What does this mean? Hearing the name Amy when I look at you." The girl begins to cry and break down, guys. It was so sweet. Let me turn this down a little bit. She was like, "You don't know what this means." She could barely even talk. She's weeping and crying. And she said the name of her aunt is Amy. And Amy, her aunt, had been on her heart because she had lost her husband. And she was grieving and she was sad. And her heart was just broken. Her aunt, the waitress's aunt's name was Amy. Her heart was just broken over losing her husband. And then I began to get a whole word about what God was going to do for Amy, that literally he was going to, that her husband would begin to visit her in dreams. And I had this whole thing that I could see about what was going on in her life and how God was going to begin to bring like a counseling and a wisdom to her and a peace to her. Well, get this. She like really couldn't talk. She's weeping and crying. She actually had to go to the bathroom. I hugged her a million times. And she kept hugging me and just saying, "Thank you, thank you." And I was like, well, it's not me, you know. It's the Spirit of God. It's the Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit. And she runs to the restroom and she's just weeping and crying. "Hey, Anna." Pataluco. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but hey, Anna. So she's running to the bathroom crying, and then after she gets a second to calm down, we can't find her. I wanted to give her my contact info so she could stay in touch with me through Twitter or message me, and so we waited around. We were like, "Have you seen the waitress Jordan? Where did she go?" You know, I was asking the other waitresses. I said, "Is she already off for the night?" And they were like, "No." And I said, "Well, we need to find her. I need to give her my information." So they look around. They finally find her. She's outside on the phone, and she called her Aunt Amy, and she gave her this whole word that I was given by the Holy Spirit. And her aunt is crying and weeping, and she said, "You don't know what that means. It's so encouraging." And she said, "Actually, last night my husband came to me in a dream and talked to me and encouraged me." So what the Lord gave me, what God gave me, sitting there at that table for her was already happening. He had already done it the night before. He was starting to open that up for her. And the whole thing was like just an encouragement, and just sometimes just those little things like that you need to hear just to make it through those tough, tough times. Just those little bitty things, you know, to encourage your heart.